All right, President Biden and the Democrats are building their 2024 campaign on abortion. Abortion on demand until birth for the entire nation. And as I said earlier this week, no matter the question for the Biden team, the answer is abortion. Joining me now to discuss this and much more, Congressman Chris Smith. He is the senior member on the House Committee on Foreign Affairs. He is also the co-chair of the Congressional Pro-Life Caucus. He represents the 4th Congressional District of New Jersey. Congressman Smith, welcome back to Washington Watch. Always great to see you.
So great to be with you, Tony. Thank you for your great work. It's amazing.
I want to start with President Biden is all in on campaigning on his commitment to abortion. I mean, he can't run on his record, so this is his central theme. Is this where the American people are?
No, absolutely not. Matter of fact, the most recent Marist poll couldn't be clearer that by a margin of 2-1, people want restrictions on abortion. There's a great deal of support for legislation to ensure that taxpayers do not fund abortion. And yet, Joe Biden, the abortion president, has integrated abortion into every single policy that he's able to do by executive order, and he's trying to do legislatively. Abortion until the moment of birth. Can you imagine that, Tony? All 9 months of pregnancy. The children would have no protection whatsoever. And the Democrats have already passed that bill twice in the House of Representatives until we took over as Republicans. But if they get it back, House, Senate, and the White House will ensure that these babies are utterly killed by dismemberment, beheading, or by chemical poisoning, or that pill, which actually starves the baby to death. I mean, these are gruesome acts that need to be called out. And yet you have a president who just talks in slogan, talks about reproductive rights. There's no right to decimate the life of an unborn child. And then, as we saw at the most recent March for Life, finally highlighting, and they did a wonderful job, the pregnancy care centers, or pregnancy resource centers, as they're often called, 2,700 of them provide great support and love and compassion and no judgments to the women and help them through their pregnancies if they are contemplating an abortion. So that's where the emphasis should be on nonviolent alternatives like pregnancy care centers, coupled with an appreciation at a time when we know more about the unborn child than ever in the history of mankind and humankind. I mean, ultrasound has shattered the myth that somehow there's no baby there. And most women, when they do see that ultrasound imaging, even if they're thinking of an abortion, so often will say, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm already a mother, and I'm already going to have a child. Right. I'm with child. It's not a matter of it happens during the birth process.
I'm hoping that in this election, the 2024 election, juxtaposed to 2022, that Republicans won't, President Company excluded from this comment, because you've always talked about it. You've championed the life of the unborn, the protection of the unborn since you came to Congress. In fact, that's why you came to Congress. But I'm hoping that Republicans will talk about protecting the unborn child while the Democrats talk about abortion. But I want to go back to something you said, because I want to set the record straight for our viewers and our listeners. Nancy Pelosi was on MSNBC the other night, and I'm going to play this clip in just a moment, clip 13. She was talking about Republicans wanting to eliminate abortion, access to abortion all across the country. As you pointed out, it's the Democrats that have actually put forward a bill that would eliminate all pro-life laws all across the nation. Play clip 13.
Exactly.
The fact is they have to know what it means in their lives, that they're no longer going to have affordable care, that there will be a national ban on access to an abortion. So the election's about freedom.
Your response?
Well, freedom, there's no freedom to butcher a child. There's no freedom to behead a child. And every one of the surgical abortions behead the child. And the later that child is in his or her gestational age, the more gruesome it actually is to behold, although it's gruesome at any time. And about half of the abortions now are being done with a pill that actually starves the baby to death. I mean, I'm all for world hunger and alleviating, hunger here at home. Why are we going to starve a child and take their nutrition away to the point where they actually die? Right. So, they talk in euphemisms. This is Orwellian doublespeak on the part of the other side. Yes. They do it all the time. And so our people, to your point on original comment, pro-lifers need to assert with love and compassion, respect for both mother and baby,
Yes.
and to do it consistently. Never run from this.
Right.
We're going to win this. And the polls show that when we articulate a message of life, people rally around.
Right. We wouldn't be here having this conversation if that approach did not work. That's what led to the overturn of Roe. We just need to keep doing what we've been doing for 50 years. I want to very quickly go to this issue of the Biden administration. We're looking at this domestically, but in their foreign policy, they're pushing this consistently. And this week, you wrote a letter to the World Health Organization because they are looking at partnering with a abortion group that would actually use our tax dollars, again, to promote abortion globally.
Yeah, one of the things that Tedros, who's the Director General, got his job from the Chinese Communist Party, he runs the World Health Organization. I've known him for 30 years. He's used to tell me how pro-life he was. He is absolutely pro-abortion. So he's been entering into these contracts, MOUs, with people. IPPF, International Planned Parenthood Federation, already has one. There's a group of lawmakers, so-called, in the European Union that go everywhere, and now they have the imprimatur of the World Health Organization to crusade for abortion on demand. And you know, I went through, there's a document put out by the World Health Organization, and it's all about the model legislation that they want for every country. No gestational limits, just like Biden's doing and the Democrats, abortion till birth. No ability to say no, right of conscience. They say that is a barrier to access to abortion. And then they have no mandatory waiting periods. You know, very often when there's a parental notification or a waiting period or some other small but necessary protection, women rethink it and they come to a different conclusion. They want none of that. And that's what they're pushing. That's the World Health Organization. So the latest, and they may be doing this as recently or as earlier as a few days, they want to partner with the Center for Reproductive Rights, which is one of the most nefarious pro-abortion, aggressively pro-abortion groups on the face of the earth. They try to change laws. That's their job. Planned Parenthood changes laws, but they also do abortions. This group brings through case law, through lobbying of health ministries, but also of legislators, all these strategies so that the unborn child will be absolutely without protections in every country in the world. Back in 2003, I put into the Congressional Record a contemporaneous several-day notes of the Center for Reproductive Rights, at which they said we have to get a little dirtier in what we're doing because they deceive.
Right.
And it's shocking that WHO, but not surprising in a way, wants to partner with them.
Right. With the global power grab that's underway, I mean, not surprising, and this would be pushing abortion worldwide. Chris, we're out of time. Thanks so much for joining us. Always great to see you.
Great to see you, Tony. Thank you so much.